I think after so long, you as a boxer fan got to call things for what it really is.
I need y'all to get the likes up, man. Get the likes up. Smash the like button.
Now another fighter under Eddie Reynoso's stable has tested positive for PEDs. Francisco Rodriguez is now the latest amongst many now in Eddie Reynoso's stable of fighters who's testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs. Yep. It says VADA sent the news today to Matchroom Boxing, who promoted the event, plus WBC, whose interim flyweight title was won by Rodriguez, and the British Board of Boxing Control, the WBC, will investigate the matter. As in all cases, Rodriguez, 46-1 with 27 KOs, and his team will have the right to have the B sample tested as well. It's rare this comes back differently, though it has happened. Yeah, when he tested positive, okay? He was dirty. If the B sample is also positive, the win will likely be overturned to a no contest. Though for Yafai, who was his opponent, who was 9-1-7, the bigger issue would remain the irreversible effects of the beating he took in the bout, as the 32-year-old Olympic gold medalist sustained an incredible amount of punishment by hanging tough over 12 rounds. Rodriguez is part of Eddie Reynoso's No Boxing, No Life, which no doubt be a large part of the conversation, as stablemate Jaime Munguia also recently failed a drug test, with both A and B samples coming back positive on him following his May 3rd rematch win over Bruno Saras. Wow. So, another fighter from Team Reynoso, Team Canelo, tested positive, man. And then when you see these guys, when they're not on this stuff, they don't look as good, man. I'm starting to really question what's up with this. Why everybody from your camp, bro, is testing positive? Why is everybody from your camp testing positive? 7 fighters tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. I think there needs to be an investigation. I think the sanctioned bodies, the WBC, the NABO, the WBA, the IBF, I think they need to investigate Team Canelo ahead of this fight with Terence Crawford. Because we've seen Terence Crawford test results. You know, they've been testing Bud. Bud got randomly tested, right? They tried to sneak up on Bud. Bud was ready for him. Passed his test, right? But to Canelo's team, we don't know nothing about what's going on with Canelo as far as his testing for this fight. But it's looking very suspect. Not to mention, Canelo himself has tested positive some years ago, right? For clenbuterol. He tested positive himself. Blame it on tainted steak. You know, blame it on tainted meat, you know, and then they changed the threshold levels for the clenbuterol and, you know, all this other weirdo stuff they start doing, you know. But what's alarming is that almost every fighter that fought under Eddie Reynoso in the past 5 years tested positive. Ryan Garcia, Jaime Munguia, Canelo Alvarez, Oscar Valdez, Luis Neri, right? Francisco Rodriguez. I mean, I could just keep naming names, bro. The people that boxing fans like to point the finger at, oh, man, he's juicing. Oh, man, he's over there with snacking. You know, he's doing this and he's doing that. You know, look at his physique. How he got so many muscles. They don't be testing positive. But it be the dudes who don't be looking like nothing that be testing positive. The dad bod dudes, the dudes that can't get a six-pack. Their life was on the line. They couldn't get a six-pack, right? Million sit-ups a day, and they still couldn't have those chiseled abs. Those are the dudes that, strange enough, be testing positive a lot of the times. Right? But yeah, man, it's crazy. Jaime Munguia, you know, this is like A lot of dudes that's training under Reynoso is testing positive. It can't just be a coincidence, right? It can't just be, why are you, okay, let's just say Reynoso is clean, right? A clean coach, right? Let's just say, then why are you training dirty fighters? Why everybody you fighting gotta start cheating in some capacity, bro? Taking some type of performance enhancement drugs, bro. Why does this have to happen? Why did Canelo Alvarez have to do it? That's something that people don't really talk about enough. Not even your boy Bushido. We don't talk about the fact that Canelo Alvarez was a cheater his damn self. Tested positive for Canbuterol, this big old thing. And then now his fighters, under his trainers' fighters, are still testing positive for performance enhancement drugs. But yeah, you guys, that's the latest, man. Eddie Reynoso fighter, Francisco Rodriguez, tested positive for adverse fighting. His bout will be now probably overturned. Dude took a hell of a beating in the fight, and this dude was end up cheating that night. Tell me what you guys think, man. Is this a problem? Is this something that Team Crawford should be worried about going into this fight with Saul Canelo Alvarez? Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.